Hello and welcome back to another episode of Can It Run on Steam Deck. My name is James and today we are looking at Ghostrunner. This is a small little game that came out a few years ago now, and even though it was developed by a relatively small studio, it boasts some pretty impressive visuals, and the fact that we can run this on the Steam Deck is pretty neat. Currently, under the compatibility settings, it's listed as playable. And it says that some in-game text is a little small and maybe difficult to read. And that's a pretty accurate assessment. If you want to jump to kind of my optimal settings for the game, I'm going to leave a timestamp here. And then you can just jump ahead. If you want to kind of join me in seeing how well the game runs and see a little bit of gameplay, then let's boot into this and take a look. This is installed off a micro SD card, so loading is probably about the worst case scenario you could expect. But from all my testing, the micro SD card seems as just as fast as the internal drive. So this game is very cyberpunky. It has a really cool art style, and the visuals are very impressive. So right off the bat, we can see that this text is indeed very hard to read. I'm going to boot into the game with just the default settings. We're going to hop into a new game, and yeah, we'll see how well this runs.
You're alive. Can you hear me? They are already looking for you. Relax. Your implants are still adjusting to the software. I'm in a prison. I can calibrate only your basic protocols from in here. It'll have to suffice for now.
So fairly promising start. It is fluctuating between 60 and 70 frames per second.
A trespasser spotted at Metro Station.
This is bad. You'll have to fight your way out of here.
If you got this game and kind of just played it without touching a thing, you're gonna have an okay time. Obviously, because we are
Air ducts lead to another sector.
playing a PC version of this game, we can kind of tweak those settings a little bit.
Your software is a mess. I've rebooted your acceleration module. You should be able to squeeze through that turbine.
This game kind of reminds me of a mixture of like Mirror's Edge and
You can use acceleration while in the air.
Hotline Miami would be a good example of kind of two games that this kind of takes after. It's a lot of platforming.
Trespasser is in the air ducts.
Careful now. They'll be waiting for you. Initiating the sensory boost. Focus, dodge, sustain the boost, and go for the kill. You're done, but you won't last long in this state. You have to get me out of prison so I can get your software in order. I'm being held outside this dome zone.
So as you can see, default settings, it seems to be doing all right. What I probably would recommend is locking the frame rates to 60. That lag was just the way I'm capturing this through the network, which is going to make this a little tough to play. You will die a lot in this game, depending on how well you play this game. It almost becomes like a rhythm game in a sense, where you're timing... I got kind of stuck there. You're timing your movements based on attacks. Alright, can we do this?
Follow the pipes to get out in the open.
Oh. Wrong way. So yeah, out of the box, it's a pretty locked
Use the surfaces
experience.
to your advantage. Slide to gain speed. These sewers... Get ready! My signal. They know I'm talking to you. It's only a matter of time before they breach the doors to my cell. Find me before they get inside.
Oops. Yeah, there's been no issues with restarting points in this game. Didn't I come from there? No, I'm lost. These little hiccups again, just because of the way I'm capturing this over the network. It's playing locally, you won't see those little pauses.
Dome on lockdown.
Alright, so is there anything we can do to improve what we have? So right off the bat, the resolution scale is set to 90, and honestly, looking
Disabling them will unlock the doors.
Looking at the screen, I don't know if I could tell the difference between 90 and 100%. So I would probably leave that as is. There is FSR modes, but considering we're already getting 60, I don't know if it's really required. Post-processing, I can bump to high. Honestly, I find the most taxing thing was the shadows. So if I set everything to high, let's kind of see how that... I honestly don't know if I can tell a difference between those default settings and what I've just tweaked.
A trespasser spotted in the area.
Yeah, the cool thing about this game is it makes you feel like you're doing a giant speed run. Because you have to nail these sections in like one take. And you will repeatedly die. If challenging games aren't your thing, then this might not be for you, but
Tenants are to remain in their homes.
I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be one of those games I'm going to keep on my Steam Deck for a while. Oof.
Lockdown lifted.
I thought I was going to die there. Now I will say there is one spot in the game where the frame rate just tanks. And I think we might be hitting that fairly soon. I think this might be the part where it tanks. No. A little ways to go.
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
This game does a great job of like introducing you to new mechanics slowly. And then it really challenges you to kind of string those mechanics consecutively, which is just really smart design. I really appreciate that. And honestly, like, it is challenging, but to the point where you feel like the mistakes you make are your own. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm dying just because I suck, right? Let's see if we can go any further with this. So, Shadow I'm going to keep to medium. There's a few other things we can crank to epic. And let's see if that... Oh. Oh no. The nice thing is you can quickly reload. Oh no. No. Wow. So yeah, I think these settings is what I would personally play as. It's a great looking game. And like the fact that I can play this game with this much fidelity on the Steam Deck is great. I think there was a version that came out on the Switch. I could only imagine what that looks like in comparison. Alright, so now we gotta go over here. Please don't die. I want to get to the one point where the frame rate takes a huge dive.
Take care of the guards first.
Prisoner termination protocol initiated.
That's a little weird. Okay. Cool. Not so cool. But you almost become in this like trance-like state. where you're repeating the same thing over and over again, but again, it becomes like almost like a ballet in a sense. Again, that little stutter isn't the game, it's just the way I'm capturing this. I'm not too sure what's going on with my network right now, but maybe something's downloading in the background. I don't know how much more I can... I want to get through this little part, but if I'm going to keep dying over and over again, that's not going to be very fun to watch. Okay. There's one dude left. Oh, please don't die. Alright,
Prisoner
cool.
threat level extremely high.
Alright, I think this is the part.
Prisoner released.
So yeah, in this cutscene, you can see the frame rate drops quite drastically.
Free at last. Pleasure to meet you. Face to face, that is. Now, let's take a look inside. This may feel a little strange. Welcome to Cybervoid. Time to fix you up. You can talk here, by the way.
So yeah, for whatever
You can
reason,
call me Architect.
Who am
Like-
I?
these particle
You're a
effects
Ghostrunner. Number 74, to be precise.
are extremely
That
taxing. I'm curious, default
Do for now.
settings.
Your
Yeah,
physical
even under
body
default
is
settings,
vulnerable.
it's
Time runs slower here, but we should still
chugging
hurry.
through.
Just keep moving. I will take care of your recalibration.
Fortunately, this setting, or this little area doesn't last terribly long, but it is a bit of a chunky mess, as you can see. It's
I remember a fight. Others like me. A fall.
dropping to the
You've been
20s is
cast
not
down
good.
from Dharma City to the base district. It's a miracle to survive a fall like that, even for someone
Am I
like you.
going the right
A
way?
Ghostrunner.
Yes, you were bodyguards, peacekeepers, arbitrators, and anything else we needed you to be. You tried to stop the coup.
Like, thankfully, this section isn't too challenging or demanding.
There was a woman.
The name is Mara, or the Keymaster,
As I die.
as she calls herself now. 20 years ago, she stood against me.
It was you I was trying to save.
You failed. I died. My body did anyway. Thanks to the precautions I had taken, I'm still here. Although this form has its limitations.
Are you an AI?
You could say that. You could also say Dharma Tower is a skyscraper. Technically correct.
So yeah, if you can handle a few
is
minutes
the
of
tower, then?
chunky frame
Humanity's
rate,
home, a megastructure that once housed 1 million. It had been under my care since its creation, almost a century ago. I served the people, kept them safe, maintained the shelter I provided. But Mara had her own plan. She became the sole ruler of Dharma Tower, ruining what I've built, bringing us back to the verge of extinction.
All right. Thankfully, this doesn't last much longer beyond this. But it's weird that, like, it's such a drastic dip. And I don't know if that has anything to do with, like, the proton compatibility layer kind of translating these effects, maybe? Like, I could see maybe, you know, a 5 to 10 drop, but, you know, having the frame rate is a little weird.
Why can't this place be normal?
Oh, it's perfectly normal. It's you that has become incompatible. The incompetent repairs you were subjected to made you divergent. You no longer function like a Ghostrunner is supposed to. But we'll change that.
Who repaired me?
That would be the Climbers, a group of rebels that tried to oppose Mara.
Where are they?
Dead, I'm afraid. They'd been killed before I managed to contact you. But there's no time to worry about them now. We're almost done here. Press on.
Yeah, it's a little annoying that we have to slug through this. I think if this section was as hard as the regular parts of the game, this would be really hard to do at 30. But it's playable. And yeah, I just want to prove that once I'm done this, it goes back to a more stable frame rate. Nope.
How did she manage to win?
I was stabbed in the back. We both were, you and I.
Who was she?
Was? A dear friend. A trusted partner. Brilliant scientist. Who is she now is the question you should be asking. And you wouldn't like the answer. No one among the people of Dharma Tower would.
I need more answers.
And you will get them. For now, trust me. The Keymaster is your enemy and a tyrant.
Like, it is making it challenging to get through some of this. Being so stuttery.
What do you want me to do?
Kill Mara, of course. To be able to do that, you'll have to relearn a few things and tweak your performance. But first, jump. We need to get back, and it's much quicker this way.
So yeah, now that we're back in.
Our first stop is one of the few remaining Cybervoid mainframes, located in an old mining tower. We can use it to correct the corrupted parts of your code, and hopefully restore your more sophisticated functions.
Hopefully.
There's no guarantee the data will be intact, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, I think I will leave it there because, as always, these videos have run a little long, but there is Ghostrunner on the Steam Deck. Perfectly playable, and you can tweak the settings a little bit. I'm going to leave a little summary of what I've changed at the end of this video, so feel free to pause that and take a look. But until next time, thank you for watching and have a good night.